sir. We're under attack.
If you listen to Hollywood, the vice president's job is to find a way to become president.
Where's the president?
He didn't make it, sir.
I need to address the nation.
But apart from that, what does the VP actually get up to? The first draft of the US Constitution made no mention of a vice president, but a committee on leftover business was worried that people's loyalties to their state would outweigh their loyalty to the newly formed nation. So they put forward the idea that everyone had to vote for two people in the presidential election. One from their own state and another from a different state. Whoever won the most votes became president. Whoever came second became vice president. That was until 1800, when Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr tied for president. It took this guy,
my name is Alexander Hamilton,
to intervene and help Jefferson become president. After that, the 12th Amendment was introduced, and ever since, electors have voted for a president and vice president. The VP has always been the understudy, and a lot of the men who've held the office weren't particularly chuffed about playing second fiddle. John Adams called it a role of complete insignificance. John Garner was less statesmanlike when he wrote that the position isn't worth a pitcher of warm piss. Harry Truman called the role as useful as a cow's fifth teat. And Thomas Marshall, the 28th Vice President, wrote this analogy. Once there were two brothers. One ran away to sea, the other was elected Vice President, and neither was heard from again. Their disappointment came from the fact that the Vice President doesn't actually have many official roles. Yes, their main job is to be second in line should misfortune ever befall a president.
Mr. Vice President, the 25th Amendment is in effect.
Any dissenting votes?
None, sir.
That's something that's happened 9 times. 4 died of natural causes, 4 were assassinated, and 1, Richard Nixon, resigned.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
Majority Leader.
The other major function of the VP is to preside over the US Senate. They are responsible for maintaining decorum and order, recognising members to speak, interpreting Senate rules and precedents, and administering the oath of office.
She's the president of the Senate. She swears in all newly elected senators, right? You get that? You understand it? Do you need to Google it?
More often than not, they don't even turn up for that, instead deputising their role to others. But they do have the deciding vote if there's a tie. Because the Democrats held the majority during his term, Joe Biden never did it, whereas Mike Pence cast the deciding vote 8 times in just 1 term.
The Vice President votes in the affirmative and the nomination is confirmed.
In recent administrations, the VP has taken on more informal roles of statesmanship.
I am delighted to welcome you to Finland.
Thank you. And please call me Selena.
Selena?
Yes?
Excuse me?
Jimmy Carter was the first president to give his deputy, Walter Mondale, an office in the West Wing and consulted closely with him. Al Gore was an influential advisor to Bill Clinton on foreign policy and the environment. Dick Cheney became a major power broker for George W. Bush. The Vice President also often represents the US overseas at state funerals or other official events. Joe Biden acted as an envoy to Iraq as the US tried to rebuild the country, and he oversaw the stimulus package in the wake of the GFC. Mike Pence's role coordinating the response to coronavirus is one of the most critical roles a VP has ever had.
I'm going to be announcing exactly right now that I'm going to be putting our Vice President Mike Pence in charge.
And finally, here are 2 little-known facts. While a president can only serve a maximum of 2 terms, there's nothing in the American Constitution to stop a vice president from serving indefinitely. It's also possible for a previous president to become a vice president, though it would be hotly contested in the courts and a highly unusual pick, because when you've been the top dog, why would you want to be a cow's 5th teat?